So I'll do a video today to show you how to fit wheel arches and sort of show you what options we've got. The wheel arch extensions, or what else we call them, trims, for the Nissan Navara NP300. So this side we're going to fit the trims on. So we fitted them on the other side. So let me have a little walk around and show you what they look like. So these are the trims we're fitting here. So let me just zoom in a little bit. So they're fitted on, as you can see, they go on and they fit close. They do give you a bit of an extension, but it's not a massive extension. We've got the actual figure for how much they extend it in.
No, we don't know about half an inch.
Yeah, they give you about half an inch, so about 15 millimeters, something like that. But that's the arches. We're going to show you how to fit. They've got these sort of bolt effect things here. Interestingly to note, they're cut around. They've got a nice cutout around the mud flap, because most of the UK cars have got mud flaps, so they do have a cutout both at the rear, and if I show you on the front as well, we'll show you when we do it on the other side, the front. Right, so that's enough. I think everyone's got the idea of what we're going to do. Right, so what do you get in the kit? So let me zoom out again. There we go. So in the kit, so you'll get a rear wheel arch for the rear tub on both sides, left and right. And then for the front, there's two parts of the arch. The bit that's on the metal wing or fender, and then the smaller section that goes on the actual plastic bumper at the front. So there's 6 pieces in the kit. Also, you get a selection of fittings, and I'll go through those. So there's some rivets, some nuts and bolts, self-tapping screws and washers. I've put them out here. So the nut and bolt is actually a fake nut that goes into a little recess that's molded into the arches. There's a little bit there, but that's actually a fake. That's not the real fixing. You then get a self-tapping screw which goes up into the underside of the arch here. So on the into the wheel arch here, you can see the holes here. And then you get some rivets as well we've included, and we'll show you where those go. Right, so that's the fittings. We've also got some cleaning wipes so you can clean it, because Ian will show us in a minute, on the back side there's some double-sided tape. Quickly before I get onto that, I did want to show you the finishes we've got. So we've got these in a matte black finish, so that's not textured, that's a sort of matte black. Then we have got them pre-painted silver, which should match the silver colour of the Navara. And we've also got them in a sort of textured finish, which looks quite off-roady and matches our snorkel and other accessories we've got. Now we've actually put some matte black spray on ours because we wanted matte black. There you go, Ian's given us. So we've got a matte black or a satin black.
For the texture to match the snorkel, but we put a bit of a satin dust over it, just so it contrasts our gloss black finish on the car.
And then we've got the black accessories on the light guards, and we've got the satin black wheels. So we wanted to do that. Right, so there, now Ian's got it up. You can see on the back here, you have got this double-sided tape. Now the double-sided tape, I'm not going to recommend that's the only way of holding them on. We're going to recommend rivets, as you'll see in the video, but it does actually help just hold them in place and acts as a bit of a gasket actually, so that it doesn't dig into the metalwork. So the screws, the stainless steel screws that Ian's fitting now, you see they go into these recesses and they're sort of dummy. They make it look, and we did have a look, could you use those if you wanted, but A, they're not long enough and they're sort of in the wrong place. It's quite a gap between the wing and the arch.
I think you could if you wanted to, though, if you put some longer bolts.
But you'd be careful not to, you might pull them in.
Deform it though,
yeah.
But it would be a good mechanical fixing.
So the first thing Ian's going to do, and we'll let him get on with it, for all the arches he's going to fit these fake bolts. We'll let him get on with that, and then we'll come back and do the next step. So Ian's installed the fake fixing bolts, as you can see, on all the arches. So we've got that's the 2 sections of the front arch there. Let me zoom out if I can work this out. There you go. there. So we're going to fit those. We'll do the rear one first, I think, seeing as we're at the rear of the car. So he's got that one ready on the top of the truck here. He's got all the, so we'll go through the riveting. So there's a rivet and a 5.5mm drill, 5mm drill, I think. There's the rivets, there's the screws that go up underneath. It's got a driver and a cordless drill. So, and importantly, the wipes. So, first thing to do actually, Ian, is let's just offer it up and check where it's going to go, that it fits, that we've got the right arches for the car, that we're happy with the product before we go removing any tape or anything else. So, these fit pretty well, but there'll always be some areas you'll need to pull in a little bit. Yeah, so it's the right, so we can see relative to the arch that where the tape is just going to be above the, so if I keep my finger there, yeah, it's literally just above that. So we're happy it fits. We've already done the same for the front, but I suggest you check you're happy where every bit goes, because once you've cleaned it and you're sticking it on, it's kind of too late really. So Ian's going to, so it's just an alcohol wipe, and it just gets rid of any polish or residue or slime that's on the vehicle. Yeah, and as I said earlier, I don't think the double-sided adhesive is really going to guarantee to hold on your arch, but it does act as a good sort of gasket between the wing and the... But if you're just doing it for show purposes, that's up to you if you want to. But we're not recommending that. Right, so now he's happy with it. He's got to remove the double-sided tape off the back of it. Oh, not in too many pieces. Better than the mirror covers and the door handle covers. They got like 6 pieces. Right, okay. So there's a couple of things we're going to have to watch. One is the mud flap at the back here, because can we just see that cutout area there, Ian, on the back? Yeah, you can see that sort of notch out. It's not clear on there. There we go. You see that? So that's got to go fairly close to the. Other than that, we've just got to. Now, do you need me to help you, Ian, or are you going to have a go at this on you? They do fit quite close up to the arches, don't they? So it's pushing it up there. It's like that. Get it round that wheel arch.
It tries to grip.
Yeah, you
kind of want to
slide it, but you can't. Yeah. So there was a bit of dodgy video in there where I was helping. So is that ready to stay in place there? Yeah, so there we go. So that's it roughly in place. Now, what do you want to do next, Ian? Do you want to get a rivet in, or do you want to get one of the screws up into the...
So I'm going to go for screws first.
Right.
I think if we start
the bottom corner, you're going to get the bottom corner?
Front, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The front seems to be our best bit. We need to do that a little bit.
But we can do that when we get round.
That's the one with the mud flap at the back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we've got to undo that mud flap screw. We can still do that with it on, can we? Or do we need to do that?
We can do that with it on.
Okay.
Yeah. But just going to fit. I'm going to put the fixing in here. So we've got a 3mm.
So while Ian's drilling, so just show us where you're going to. So there's a hole in the end of the mud flap.
You've got pre-formed holes. If I show you on another one.
Yeah.
We've got pre-formed holes for these screws, and the self-tapping screws all go underneath, out of sight.
So Ian's going to drill that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start discussing the rivets, because basically we've now got this edge here held on with self-adhesive tape. We're going to have some fixings up into the arch, but I think it would be better with some additional rivets here. So on the other side we fitted it with some rivets, so I'm just going to show you that. Now the rivets supplied are aluminium. But what I did was I just put a bit of matte black paint on them on the rear arch, so I've left them there so that you can see. And we've just done a rivet right next to every one of the fake mounting points, because that seems to give a good spacing. But on the back, I've painted the rivet matte black, so you can't notice it as you look at this arch. There's a rivet next to every one of the fake fixings. Right, let's go around and rejoin in. So you put the washers go over the...
Yeah, the washers go underneath the heads of the
screw to spread the load a bit.
You might find taking your wheel off a bit easier, especially if you've got bigger ones hit like we have.
Yeah. So yeah, right. One thing at the back, the mud flap fixing gets in the way, so we've got to take the mud flap screw out. Let's have a look if we can see what's going on under there. Yeah,
so it's this.
It's that
fixing there, and you can see it just allows this to sit in closer once you get that removed.
So we'll get that one in, and then we'll re-drill and re-screw that bottom, because you can see that fixing there is part of the mud flap. Okay, so we're going to get those fixed on now, and then we'll come back and show you the riveting installation. So we're ready now for the riveting bit of the video. Let's see what I did there. Right, so we've riveted, or we've left one here at a nice handy spot, the video. So Ian's going to, so first of all we're going to drill it out. Is it 5mm? Yeah.
5.5.
5.5, yeah. And then we're going to grab the rivet gun. I'm assuming most of you know how to use the rivet gun. So we've got the rivet preloaded, just put it in and then pump it a couple of times. Be careful on the last pump in when you're pushing, sort of, because there's a tendency to push it towards the car and it can hop onto the paintwork, so sort of pull it back, professionally done. So there we go, so that's the rivets done. Now, there's one thing we've learned, those of you that are still watching, you need to be a bit careful on the front, because behind here there is the washer bottle. Now you might notice we've got some blue water in a tub on the floor, and we just caught with this one here. It goes back as far as that one there, the wash bottle. So you'll need to just make sure you only drill through a little amount. You might need to use a little stop on your drill to stop you drilling through too far. So that's a little tip for you guys. But there we go, we've got the arches on our Nissan Navara NP300. We'll get it outside and take some pictures and put those up on the website for sale for those that want to see that. But good luck with that.